morning, everybody. I'm on the Garl farm right now. I'm finishing up beans here. Grandpa and the hired man Chuck, they're headed over to Benjamin, to that 50-something acres we got over there. We're going to get that picked off today. After I get done cutting these, we'll have both of our trucks full. And the elevator's closed today because it's almost December. Pretty much it gets to Thanksgiving, harvest hours are over with because all the big guys are done, but a lot of the smaller guys aren't. But we're still cooking along right now. We're getting closer. We got about 130 acres to go, just about. We got Benjamin, which is 50 something, and we have the 80, which is 70 something. So about 130 acres to go. We'll get Benjamin done for the most part today. Finish it Monday if we have to. If it don't rain, they're talking rain Sunday, so we'll have to see what happens. But Scott Rutledge, neighbor of ours, a good friend, he's bringing both his semis over. He said, because he's done, he said use them. He'll even haul them off for us Monday. We should be able to hold everything in Benjamin on those trucks. Should be able to. If we can't and have a little bit left, that's fine. We're going to bring the cart up if we have to. We also got the bean truck up here if we need that little bit of room. We'll have to take the auger off the dump, but it don't take long to take it off. But we'll just have to see how well the beans do, Benjamin. When I get done with these patches here, we're gonna take the head off this and move it over there. Hired man Chuck, he's getting her opened up where we can get the semis in. Then we'll have Scott bring one semi and Grandpa will bring him back. Then when that semi's full, he'll bring his other truck and take the loaded one to his farm, which is just a couple miles down the gravel road. So we'll make her work. May not get her all cut today, but we'll get a good chunk of it. So got one more pass here, then I'll be done. These beans are doing a lot better than what those did over there. We cut those yesterday. I started cutting on it at night to go do some extracurricular stuff, I guess, for my senior year. I'm a senior in high school this year, so I had to go take care of that yesterday. And they finished cutting that. Them beans didn't do worth a dang. We come to the conclusion after we had co-op sprays, whatever they used the second time, because whatever they used the first time didn't work, but that second round killed a lot of beans. The only reason these did good is because they didn't get sprayed the second time. They were pretty clean, so yeah, whatever they sprayed, never again, because it's stunted all the beans. I'm worried about Benjamin, but those looked pretty good. These beans just didn't look good, period, and they didn't do good, so yeah, wasn't a good year for beans. Cutting right along. Right in this part here, they did pretty dang good. But you hear that beeping? We do have one little problem. Got a full hopper, and I got like 2 or 3 rounds left, and the truck's across the road. So I'm in a predicament. Well, I got a pretty good load on there. And the truck's over there, and it's about full. And Grandpa said if we pull it out here and pull it out on the road, then he'll have to turn around, and these fields are too soft to pull a loaded semi into. So he's gonna holler at Dennis, who is his brother. They helped us in that previous video. His cart's still over there on Jodell, so we're gonna see if we can't run it over here and just put them beans in it, or put them in that other truck, because Dennis's truck is not full. It can fit about 300, 400 more bushels, so We're gonna see if we can use that. Here we go, come rolling in. Ease right in there, gear down. There we go. What little jag I'm gonna get off this, I'll just leave on the combine because it ain't gonna affect nothing. Got done there. We're headed on to Benjamin now. We do have one semi there from Scott. Hired man, he's still cutting. Dennis's tractor and grain carts across the road. He dumped in the trailer, so both of our trucks are full. We do have the Louisville up here, which is the bean truck. It has the auger on the back. We'd use it if it didn't have seed in it, but I'm pretty sure the bed still has seed beans in it. So, it's gonna stay put. Plus, that thing's expensive to run. Fuel efficiency is not a thing with that truck. It's how long you can run on what fuel that's in it. But it works. So we're headed on to the next farm. We're getting down to the short rows now. Well, got to cutting. I will say I've seen fields where one pass was one color and one pass was the other, but I don't think I've ever seen a field where each row was different color. It's kind of neat. But this was planted with my new planter, that 18-inch planter. It is, you can definitely tell the difference between 15 and 18. For 3 inches difference, it's pretty noticeable. But these beans are doing real good. They're clean. That's one thing. Clean beans are easier to cut, and it's easier on the combine. But yeah, these beans are doing good. You know, I've never dumped into a truck this new before. Closest thing I've dumped into is the Peterbilt. I can't remember what year it is. It's the early 2000s, but yep. Larry Rutledge, that was Scott's dad. Larry was a very good friend of ours. Spread fertilizer for him for years. Still spread it for Scott because he farms all Larry's old ground and what ground Larry used to rent. But Larry passed away in the fall of 2020, I believe, if I remember right. But yeah, he's been gone for 2 years now, and he's still helping us out. But yeah, Larry was a good old boy. We miss him. But Scott's son and Larry's grandson is a very good friend of mine. We were raised together. But he's also the one who run that four-wheel drive New Holland and helped us out last spring and the spring before that. But yep, very close with that family. Well, we cut down the bottoms for a bed, got it opened up. I'm headed back up the hill here. Scott brought his other semi. I'm going to dump a little more on the International, and he's going to take it back home, Hopefully the rest of this will fit in the Freightliner. He has an FLD 112, which is a sister truck to our 120s. I don't know if it's a size smaller or size bigger. I think they're size smaller, but the only difference between them is the horsepower and the bumper on them. Ours has those plastic bumpers. Those FLD 112s, they have the chrome bumper on the front of it. So I'm a little more used to dumping in something like that than I am this newer truck. Of course, it don't make no difference, but it's just I've actually never dumped in something as new as that International. Well, we're getting closer. Had a problem in my head there for a bit. Right there on the feeder house, it kept plugging up right between the rotor, well, not the rotor, but the drum and the feeder and the auger on the head. Kept wanting to just sit there and the auger just spinning, it wouldn't feed in, but it ain't doing it now, so we're cutting good now. Hired man, he should be up. He should be dumping right now in the truck. And I ain't quite up to my window yet, so I ought to be able to finish this up down here, then finish cutting over on that hill over there, and we'll have her whipped. After this, we're down to one field, and that's the 80. But they're talking rain tomorrow, so we'll probably be down for a couple days. Tomorrow, and they're calling for rain Tuesday. We're not sure yet, but that's what we thought we heard, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, there's a hired man up there, just got done dumping, so hopefully he'll go on that second hill and cut them beans. I don't know, we'll see. Them beans had a bit of moisture when we started, but it'd take long to get some dirt. Heck, it's usually this time of night they start getting wet again, but these suckers are plenty dry. We're cutting her now. They're getting kind of tight quarters at this point. Gonna have to cut my row in half that way it don't run into him. Back her down a little bit, that way you can get past me and I can take that pass down. But yeah, we'll have this field done, and all we'll have is the 80. Which it's 80 acres the property is, but total there's probably 76 acres tillable. So there is a kind of a creek that runs right through the lower part of it, and there's tree line in there too. It takes up about 2 acres. It's roughly 80 acres how much the whole property is, but yeah, that's the only bean field we have left after this place, but we should get done as long as nothing drastically breaks, which, cross your fingers, but it's happened before. About happened earlier when this head didn't want to feed right there, but we got her to feed, so looks like the planter man didn't get over all the way. But this was no till, and there was weeds. The beans did pretty good considering we did that. It was late. We wanted to get them in to beat the deadline, so we planted them the way we planted them. We've come to the conclusion, which I've been talking about for a few years, we're going to till most of our ground now. The no-till, it works in some places, but the best way to do it is till it. And we're trying to get a VT or a makeshift VT at the disc, but they put the vertical till blades on it. But it'll work. It's 22 foot, which is a little narrow for what we need, but that narrow we can run a little faster with it, so it'll kind of even out. So put it behind the Magnum. It'll pull it like you wouldn't believe. So that's what we're trying to do. The Harrow works good, but you got to run a disc in front of it to really get the tillage you want. That's twice as much running we got to do, so we're trying to plan accordingly for next year. Got her done. Chuck's up, dumping in the truck. Truck should be about full. We filled that sucker up pretty quick. But I'm headed up there. I'm going to dump, and I don't know if Scott's going to come get the truck or whether we're going to take it to him. We may just take it to him because they ain't no different than our trucks. Well, it is, but it isn't. It drives the same as ours, so one of us may take it up to Scott's, then bring a Duramax home. Leave the combines here. We can get them moved someday. Probably be raining in the morning, so we won't worry about it in the morning. So, gotta get dumped first. Last topper.